Hi there, guys. Um, I wanted to address a topic, a question that I saw, a couple of questions that I saw. And this particular subject I was talking about dating. And the question was, if a couple is just getting to know one another, is McDonald's or a fast food restaurant um, a tacky place to take a woman? Or should you take her out to a fine restaurant, meal, whatever? Uh, okay, so that was one. Let me get with the other one. The other one was, um, the other one was about paying. If a man takes a woman on a date to a casino, does he have the expectation of giving her money to play? Okay. Um, I see a lot of things like that going on social media. Now, the first thing I'm going to say is my mindset is somewhat old fashioned, uh, but at the same time, um, it's not old fashioned to the point that I think just men should pay, men should, whatever. Now, to answer that first question about whether or not going to McDonald's is appropriate for just getting to know one another. In my opinion, I think sitting in a car. I think going to a park. I think going for coffee, going for McDonald's, any of that, going for ice cream, you know, popcorn, whatever. If you're just getting to know one another, you know, um, I don't see anything wrong with that. I don't believe that a man has an expectation to spend a 5-star, spend money, at a 5-star restaurant on a woman that he has just met, may never see again, may not get along, she may not like him, anything. But you have spent, you know, all of this money on her for what? You know. Now let me also say this. I think our expectations. I don't think we talk enough in this age of social media. I think we wear so many masks that we give people the wrong impression. We give off the wrong impression, and so I don't think we talk enough about our expectations uh, when we meet people. And the reason that I say that is because the reason that I feel like that is important is because you don't know someone's mindset, you know. Um, you know, if um, this is the way I am, I would much rather have my own money in my pocket, uh, just in case. Just in case. Now, if I go out with a man, no, I'm not expecting to pay for the whole thing. I'm really not. But I want to have it just in case he tries that. If I pay for dinner, I get sex thing. You know what I'm saying? Because there's a lot of men out there like that. You know, or have some type of expectation of something. You know. That's not the case with me. If I do, and if I feel like it, and if I want to, then that's just something going on between two adults. But it's not going to be an expectation. So it's not going to be an obligation. You know. So anyway, I think we need to talk more. I think by the time a man and a woman are ready to date or go on a date or whatever, I think they should have at least had at least 2 or 3 conversations as to where They have talked enough for him to know, is she a McDonald's woman? Is she a five-star restaurant woman? Um, are we going to go to my house and Netflix and chill? Are we going to go to the park, have ice cream, whatever? You need to know who you're dealing with. And that's really the bottom line to it. We in this society, in this culture, meet somebody, start kissing them, jump in the bed, uh, have a relation. Most times we skip the whole relationship. By the time you jump in the bed, a lot of times people get pregnant, STDs, and all this kind of stuff, and you get yourself and your life and your body, your mind, your emotions, your all of this, all caught up in someone that you don't know and more than likely probably don't want to be with, all because we don't take responsibility for ourselves. You know what I'm saying? We don't take responsibility for um, our actions. You know, uh, a man meeting a woman in a club because she got a fat ass, a tight red dress, and big boobs. Take her, smash her. She winds up pregnant, and all of a sudden she's some kind. She's all these whole dog bitches and all of this kind of stuff. She ain't no good. She a skank. She a whatever. You know, all of that would have been prevented if you had wore a condom. You know what I'm saying? It's like it really doesn't have to be as hard as we make it. You know, uh, why would you take a woman's word for the fact that she says she's on the pill, or she says she's using protection, or she's um, had a hysterectomy or whatever? You know, and I can't get pregnant. Why would you trust that? You don't know her. I mean, we have family that we've known all our life, and they lie to us all day long. You know, so why would you trust something like that? You know what I'm saying? We don't take personal responsibility, and that's why we get into the situations that we get into. So, you know, you meet this woman, you don't know what her expectations are. You really don't. So, you know, if she clowns you for taking her to Burger King, if she clowns you for taking her to Arby's, if she clowns you for taking her to Applebee's or even Red Lobster, and if she clowns you about any of this while you're getting to know her, then, you know, that's your clue to decide or to say whether or not you want to continue this. If you're talking on the phone with her or whatever, um, you ask her what she likes, what kind of food she likes, what places she likes to go, and things like that, and you listen. You know what I'm saying? Because if she's telling you that she wants to go to these, you know, high-end, expensive French restaurants and, you know, some places that you ain't never even heard of, and they're charging, you know, $500 for a little plate of some meat and some potatoes or something, you know, you don't have it like that. Why would you go with that? You know what I'm saying? This woman basically is gonna break you. You know, unless you are rich and just got money coming in like that. If you're not in that type of category, don't deal with that type of a person. You know what I'm saying? Uh, Bottom line, we need to take personal responsibility for ourselves, and we need to let our expectations be known. I think that's the biggest problem that there is out on the dating scene. We don't let our expectations be known. Most of us just fall off into relationships. We have no plan, we have no clue, we have no direction, we have no anything. We're just in it, you know. A lot of times women may be very lonely, or maybe uh, haven't dated in a while, or just whatever. And because you've met this person, you just excited just to be with anybody. You know, you're not putting any boundaries on him. You're not putting any expectations on him. You're not, you know. And so when the relationships end, or when the relationship ends in nothing, and he got other women, and you're not his number one, and he just got some and left, or just whatever. You had no expectations either. I mean, his expectations were probably to get some, and he got what he wanted. But you know, in your heart, you want love. In your mind, you want love. In your heart, you probably eventually want children. You want a man to do this. You want a man who has this. You got to, but because you didn't make that known and then live by those expectations, you get burned, you see. And there are, like I say, if we all listen to one another and communicate with one another, what we want, what we expect, what we desire, what we're looking for, all of these things, and then you stick with that, it will cut down a lot of chances of you meeting hood ratchets, hood rats, ratchet women, hoe women. She a bitch, she a this, she a that. Know what kind of woman you want and know what kind of woman you're looking for. You can't go into the club or go somewhere and see some woman who is totally giving you her body. That's what she has to offer. You know, I heard a guy say that he can't have an intelligent, intellectual conversation with a black woman. Uh, and my answer to that is, what kind of black woman are you meeting? You know what I'm saying? If you're meeting Watermelonisha, and she hasn't finished school, or if she did finish school, maybe her realm of what she wants to talk about is what she does in her life and it doesn't interest you. Maybe she's, all caught up in these basketball wives and real life soap dramas and all of this kind of stuff on TV, and that's what she admires and that's what she want to do and that's what she live, and she know all the latest rap songs and all this kind of stuff. Well, I'm not judging that. Maybe that's cool for somebody. But you want to talk about politics. You want to talk about auto mechanics. You want to talk about um, Trump. You want to talk about a book that you've read, a book, author that you have read, travels that you've had. Okay, don't go get Watermelon Isha if you know that's not her experience. If and I keep saying it, and men get mad at me when I say that most of the time they looking at tits and ass, and because it's true. I mean, you know, if you are in a place or looking at a female or whatever, whether or not what kind of intellect she has, or talk to her. Talk to her. I met I know a guy who we were talking. And this guy told me that he knows within the first 3 minutes of talking to a woman whether or not he want to talk to her, where her mind at, where her head at, where she going, all of this, and whether or not he wants to deal with her in the first 3 minutes. So that's what I'm saying. But men get really, caught up in butt, hips, thighs, and they let the other head rule, and then they go and get themselves all mixed up with somebody who they don't want to be with. The simple solution to that is wear a condom. The simple solution to that is protect yourself. You know what I'm saying? You shouldn't have to be tied to this woman for the next 18 to 21 years or for the rest of your life or your child's life when you don't want to be with her. You know? Same thing with women. Same thing with women, Um, we get caught up in a man's whatever it is that we find attractive about him, and don't really get to know him and really get down to the depths of him and who he is, and this is what I want. Can this person enter my life and help me get this, help me accomplish this, or bring this to me? Can they do that? And then once you either see that they can or see that they can't, you don't have to sit up and waste time and years and tears and drama and all of this kind of stuff on a dude who is absolutely no good. Absolutely no good for anybody and no good for you. You know what I'm saying? So we need to live by our expectations and let our expectations be known. We won't fall into half of the foolishness that we fall into if we um, are true to ourselves. If we're true to ourselves, you know? So that's just a little short video, but I wanted to share that because, like I said, I keep seeing these memes and these things on social media where, people talk about dating and the expectations, and men call women gold diggers and all that if she expect him to pay for the whole meal, or like I said, if she expect to be taken to a real nice restaurant. That doesn't equate to a gold digger, because usually if a man has it, he's not going to worry or hackle over prices, and he's not going to be talking about, well, I can't take you, I don't take you to Applebee's, I don't have no money for that. Usually a guy is not going to do that. You know what I'm saying? So this is why, like I say, you need to know the kind of woman that you're dealing with. You know what I'm saying? And then also stop being a cheap ass. You know what I'm saying? I mean, stop trying to take people to McDonald's to get some coochie. That's come on, that's tacky. Raise up your standards as well. Don't look at her and say, oh, she gave me some for some McDonald's. Look at yourself and say, if you want a better quality of woman, I'm not going to be with a woman who would take McDonald's for sex. You know what I'm saying? I mean, this is a two-way street, and we're always pointing fingers at one another, you know? So I think I've made my point. You guys have a great day. And, until the next video, we'll see you next time.